Hi and welcome back to another video. Today we'll take you through Cutter Court, or from the post office side of Cutter Court down to the Fitzgerald Esplanade or Innisfail Esplanade, whatever you want to call it, and we'll go along there to the Geraldton Bridge. There's some beautiful flowers to have a look at. There's some nice flowers around town if you look for them. If you ever feel like you want to hashtag any photos you take around Innisfail, like anywhere from Bevinja to Cardwell and in between, any G-rated photos, feel free to hashtag visit_Innisfail. Yeah, hashtag visit_Innisfail. They come along here. There's the Innisfail Historical Society and Museum. We'll have a look at the sign, the little plaque thing they've got there. Let's see what they have to say. Oh, there we go. To commemorate refurbishment of this building by the Johnsonshire Council, this plaque was unveiled by Councillor T.J. Grant, 15th of August 1990, and so on. Pause to read. This one's a bit harder to read. To commemorate the erection of this building for the Innisfail School of Arts, this tablet was placed by E. Venables ESQ, Esquire, President, 15th of August 1930. The John Doyle Builder. Okay, so we're back. We just had to change battery. So if you walk along here, you've got the post office, you've got Cutter Court, and if you go up to the courthouse there and turn left, or even cross the road to the ANZ Bank, which is soon to be the old ANZ Bank, you'll see, if you keep walking along, you'll find Woolworths if you take a left and get across the road. Okay, so walking along here, you'll find that a lot of the tiles are not looked after, so be careful walking along here. See how it can be uneven. Some of the tiles even move. You'll find some now and then it'll move. Be very careful when it's wet. One of my suggestions is to walk on these parts in the middle over here, just watching out for cars. These parts like this, because they got a bit of grip. But anyway, we've got the Innisfail Youth and Family Care thing. It used to be called the Edge way back, which I had forgotten the name Edge until I heard someone say it one day in town. Oh, let's go down to the Edge. And it's just like, whoa, flood of memories of that name. I never went there when I was the Edge. Then you got Albert's, which is a bit of a restaurant. So we're coming up on 4KZ. And there's also a job network down there, down the bottom. It used to be the Commonwealth Bank. And you'll notice along here, tiles are horrible. Hopefully soon the council will rectify all these issues and put the other stuff, which you'll see soon, all the way around, so none of these tiles ever exist anymore. Would be great. But here we go. This used to be Commonwealth Bank. It's QATE job agency and 4KZ. There's your Johnston River. We'll have a quick look across there and then we'll come back. I want to get this side because I've had the other side multiple times, but it's too nice not to have a look today. It's too good of a day. I'll have to come along here and have a look. You've got the Pancake Monument, and that way is the Jubilee Bridge and around to the police station, all this direction, and the town pool. But here, there's public toilets underneath here. And you got the Wallace fish and chip van. They don't do burgers, so if you want a burger, don't go there. Okay, so this is the beautiful Johnston River. Good fishing. You can go fishing along there. There's also a wharf down there we can go fishing. Like that. There's the old Riverside Tavern, which was the Cane Cutter Tavern, and other ones over the years. It's been closed down for many years. There's an arcade place going in just down there with arcade machines and air hockey and pool table and all that sort of thing. So we'll have a look at that when it's open. There is photos of it on my part 1 of Edith Street video. There's a photo where you can see inside it. There's just that 4KZ building that I mentioned before. If you head down this direction, you can follow it to the bridge and go across the bridge and follow the signs, and then you'll find Flying Fish Point eventually. Go all the way up Flying Fish Point Road, you'll find the coconuts. Yeah, this is the stuff here that I wish they'd put everywhere. It's got a lot more grip. Yeah, keep an eye out for some of the beautiful flowers and plants around that we have around town here. Get plenty of photos, and remember hashtag visit_Innisfail on social media. So we're coming along here. You got Riverside Family Dental. Aha, this here cup, thick shake cup, Mr. Whippy, is from the Metro service station at Gundy Hill. There you go. I get more with HPF, Medical, Medibank Private, Medicare and Bupa. Medical benefits. This here used to be the Lifeline store for many years. Look at the old tile design around here. Maybe one day this all will change. This is psychology. Calm Minds Psychology. Brooke Fisher Leach. There you go. We've got Max Employment. This used to be Castlereagh Coast Employment Services. There used to be a huge sign here, but it's now gone. And this used to be a fishing and tackle shop. At one stage you could get comic books and stuff in here, just normal everyday books as well. Reasonable prices. Across here there's a playground and seating area and a barbecue, free barbecue. There's 2 barbecues there, one on each side of the thing. And you've got the Coral Sea restaurant, which has changed names now, but they've left the name there, the RSL, the Innisfail RSL. Depending on who's running the restaurant, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. It's 50-50. At the moment, last time I went there last year, it wasn't too bad. We'll get a look at this plaque. If you can read it, have a pause. Let's get a couple of photos of this plaque as well. You might be able to see it better. Okay, so this is across to the War Memorial from the RSL. There's the RSL. That's the entrance to the RSL. And you've got the Thai kitchen. Banh Mi's, I'd say it's called. And the high rise. And we're coming up on that. It used to be the coffee club. And I remember being Dave's detailing down here, there was a shed that had a second-hand dealer in it at one stage, big shed, and then there was a welding place before that. There was actually a welding place in the back of where the second-hand dealer was, next to Dave's detailing den. Dave's detailing den was next to the RSL. There's a bit of driveway, then it was it. Then we've got First National Innisfail, which is probably not the best place to go to. You go to their other office. So I never see this open. But there is a sign, like a phone number. This is more advertising those high-rise things above here. So we'll have a look at the pictures. Retire in luxury today for half the price. There you go. This used to be the Imperial Tavern, the Impy. Corello's Imperial Tavern. Last time I walked along here it was being gutted, so I don't know what's going in here. This will give you a bit of a look of what it was like. And you've got, like I said, the picturesque Johnston River. Now there's a Feast of the Senses in Innisfail on the 24th to the 27th of March 2022. feastofthesenses.com.au. Let's have a look. That's back down towards the RSL. If you head up this street, which is Grace Street, you'll see the Catholic Church. You've also got the Queensland Ambulance. And if you go up to the top of this hill where the school crossing sign is and take a left, that'll head you back into the main part of town, the town library, the Shire Hall, Licensed News Agency and so on. If you want to have a look at Rankin Street in more in depth, have a look at my Innisfail playlist and you'll find it in there on YouTube. Here used to be the Robert Johnson Motel. They've got a nice mural there, and they've also got the cassowary. That cassowary wasn't on there last time I come along here, so I'll have to get a photo of that, as we do. Let's get a photo of that cassowary being on there. If you see anything like this new and you haven't seen any photos or videos of it around, let me know in the comment section or on the old and new Innisfail photos page. So we'll just have a quick, we'll go really Australian and say we'll have a gander, have a Captain Cook, and just look at this mural. Yeah, it's very well done, and it seems to have faded a little bit since I first took photos of it, because there is detailed photos of it on my old and new Innisfail photos Facebook page. You got the ambulance there. So this just shows you who did the mural. Looks like GWANDA murals 0497340184. It's got a Facebook symbol, so look, on Facebook, and across here is the old MP that I've shown before, and then you can see that high-rise apartments there. And what used to be the old library there, the wine warehouse, as it says. There you go, along that mural, the old Robert Johnson. This is where you used to go in, you could park your car and all that and get into the place, but it's being renovated. And there's a Queensland ambulance, a local ambulance going around. Beautiful time of the day. It's too good to be inside. Okay, let's get some angles. Some photos on angle. Something that used to be big here, the old electricity company, FNQEB, which become Ergon Energy eventually. Okay, so the sun's in our eyes, which is always great. This here is a bit more grippy. I don't know why they didn't do that more often. They could do with a good clean. Looking at Grace Street. Okay, so we're at the corner of Grace and Fitzgerald Esplanade, and no, the Grace has nothing to do with me. That's my last name. You got the can sign. And you got the Innisfail College is this direction as well. So you come along here. You got the beautiful Johnston River, and then this used to be a childcare centre, daycare centre, and that. And we're up on what used to be, oh, this is still the Innisfail Fire Station, and then before that there was just up from here there was the Masonic Lodge, And here's the fire station, fire truck, and all that. Innisfail Fire and Rescue Station. You got Innisfail Seafood, which used to be the fish depot, across there. This is all the Innisfail Fire Station. Masonic Lodge, which was also Tate's before the fire. Yes, there was a fire here a few years ago. Tate's Martial Arts was in here as well at the time. Gives you a bit of a look at the building. It's an amazing building. I've never seen it from the inside except for in a few pictures, but from the outside, beautiful building. The stone was laid by Charles Roseblade, R.W. District Grand Master on the 18th of February 1940. So let's get a photo of that. Okay, that gives me an idea of where it was. It was the Masonic Lodge. And this was the ambulance station prior. Now it's Flexi Respite. So they're closed now. But I'd like to get a photo of this foundation. Tablet was laid on the coronation day of King George V. I think it was, VI. 12th of May 1937. Wow. A bit of a look at it. Hasn't really been looked after, it doesn't seem. But let's get a photo of it. There used to be a door here. That's why there's a bit of a pathway up to it. Okay, I've got my photo. Yeah, flexibility. Flexibility they call it now. Used to be Flexi Respite. And there you go. And I have been told what this building used to be, but it's been too long since I've heard and I forget now. But then you got Fitzgerald Park along here. All the way along here. And then this was a chiropractor at one stage. Before that it was Dr. Palmer, and now it's Dr. Palmer again. He's back there. Dr. Palmer's. And we'll go along, and we'll cross over shortly. But you won't see much on this side apart from the hospital, which we'll show. Over, have a look at Fitzgerald Park. Some undercover seating along here. And a very nice pathway. Very nice for walking, exercising, jogging, bike riding, skateboarding, whatever. Yeah, very nice along here. You have glimpses of the Johnston River through there. And you've got beautiful tree canopy along here. It's a little bit cooler when you cross over here. Not much, but it's a little bit cooler. After all the walking I've done. So far today I've done 3.38 kilometers. There you go. Last time I came along here, the battery ran out and the camera overheated because it was way too hot. Was it later time of the day? There's undercover seating. Beware, if you go to any of these undercover seating, there's often green ants. So there's the old nurses' quarters at the hospital. This is Alice Street, that one that goes up the hill. I've actually seen a lady roller skating along there. That's scary. She was halfway up basically where that silvery grey four-wheel drive is, and she was sidestepping it down and then roller skating up there and then roller skating down and having trouble getting back up. Yeah, that was like, whoa. And you've got, don't let your litter bug our reef. These signs show you care, be reef aware, on the toilets there. And we'll have a look at the sign here. Pause to read. There used to be a ferry that come across to Innisfail Estate or Belletta's Estate from this side. Yeah, definitely have a pause and read the history. Try and show it as best as I can on here. It's not easy. And these old newspaper articles. There is a plaque on here, so I might just have a quick look at what this says. Student to the Reef Guardian School, Marillion State School. Okay. Let's have a quick photo of that, as we can. And we'll go on to the next part. Now, you'll notice here, it looks like a plaque here. This one here, but there's nothing written on it, so I don't know if it needs to be restored or replaced. But yeah, and then there's a climbing area for kiddies, or whoever. Well, it doesn't actually say it's for kids, so it might be for anybody. Lots of CCTV, which is good for safety. Now this is Rotary so this Fitzgerald Park is a Rotary project. There we go. A Rotary project. You got Herb. Well, a lot of people say late, but I think he says late. And I think he'd know. So, Herb Late Park. Herblayt. And you got the skate park, which could do with a bit of revitalisation. And then you've got the old nurses' quarters. I don't know what part's in there now, but it's on the corner of Alice and Fitzgerald Esplanade. And then there's the bridge if you want to go across to Flying Fish Point, Innisfail Estate, or Belletta's, also known as Belletta's Estate. So this is the Innisfail skate park. Give you a bit of a look. I've done other videos showing the Innisfail skate park a bit better. Looks like it's been resurfaced. I don't know if it's been fixed up since they resurfaced it last year or the year before, because I did hear that there was parts of it chipping off. They didn't do a very good job, but it looks like it's been fixed up since then. Maybe someone complained and got it sorted out. But you can see the way it used to be in my old videos. In the Innisfail playlist. It used to be all this sort of blue metal stuff all the way through it. You can see some of it coming through in parts. So you've got some grinding areas, some hips, some sort of half pipe type of situations along here, so you could go. I know this from watching Braille skateboarding on YouTube. Yeah, they're worth having a look at if you're into skateboarding, or you just like to see people do random things with skateboards or whatever. Not just skateboards, but primarily. Yeah, look at Braille skateboarding. Braille as in, you know, blind people Braille. But they're not blind. They teach people how to skate. They've got skate. You can buy skateboards off them, you can buy clothes off them, you can buy a lot of different things. Yeah, they're pretty good. Got a rail here. You can do some board slides along here. Wow. It's getting a bit rusty, but you get the idea of what the skate park's like. Because you never know, maybe one day it won't be here, and it's nice to have it documented in video. What's here? Ironically, it's straight across from the hospital. And you got peewees. You got a peewee and a woolly wagtail there, those birds. The black and white one's the peewee. They're very friendly birds when they're not nesting. when they're nesting, stay away, especially the wagtail. There we go, the Innisfail Skate Park. Someone yelling out stuff. I don't know if it came out in the video. Couldn't understand it. A lot of people who do that do it in such a tone that you just can't understand a word they're saying. It's a lot nicer if people would just wave and say hello, be nice, be friendly. Because most of the viewers of this will know that the reason why I do these videos is for history. So people can look back in 20, 30, 40, 50 years time or even longer and see what Innisfail was like at this particular time to reminisce. Sort of like a local time capsule. And this is at the skate park, this sign. So yes. So feel free to say hello, give a wave. Even jump into a video if you want to. If you see me and you're walking along, come and say hello. Tell us who you are, how long you've been living here. Give a bit of a rundown if you want to. You're quite welcome to. Keep it G-rated, no swearing. Nothing like that. No nasty things. Just straightforward fun. What you like about Innisfail, things like that. Like say, I've been living here for 20 years. I really like Getty Bay. It's a beautiful place to go. My name is Actual Bozo, or whatever that's just an example. Or John Citizen, or any of those other names. But even just say your first name. Hi, I'm Jill. I've lived in Innisfail for most of my life, over 48 years. My favourite things to do in Innisfail is walks along the Esplanade. I love going to cafes, and Getty Bay is a great place to visit. If you want to say stuff like that, quite welcome to. That would be great. Showcase the town, nothing negative, keep it all positive, and that'd be great. So we're heading back along the Fitzgerald Esplanade on the pathway, the nice concreted flat pathway. It's a lot safer to walk on this one physically. Like it's a lot better when it's wet. We're looking down towards the fire station, as you can see. There's a fire truck outside. Yes, if you have any old and new Innisfail photos, feel free to put them on the old and new Innisfail photos page on Facebook. Please put the location and the approximate date at least, if you can, even if it's just a year. It might be Johnson River 1950, as an example, or Babinda Boulders 1985, something like that. Will all help for people to know for future generations. If you can watermark it, even better, with the date on it and everything, so if anyone takes the photo, they can see when it was and who took it. So we're coming up on the fish depot. Oh, what used to be the fish depot, now Innisfail Seafood. And then we'll go along the actual Esplanade, the water's edge, where there's a pathway. If the camera doesn't stuff up from the heat. There's your fire station, the Sonic Lodge, and the old ambulance, as you can see with the old markings for the ambulance up the top. You can actually go down here. I haven't been down here for a long time. It takes you to a little wharf thing. Be careful coming down here though, because sometimes there's drunken people, intoxicated people along here. They gotta be a little careful. Looks fine today, the public jetty, but we'll have a look at the beautiful Johnston River in all its glory on a beautiful day. Looks like the tide's in. See how high the water is. Beautiful. Very, very nice. It's about the highest I've seen it in a very long time. Usually you can get down to that third step down, or fourth step, and see a fish in there. There you go. Actual little fish in there. Don't know if it's showing up on camera, but there's about 5 or 6. Hopefully it does. We might zoom in editing to see if we can see it. And then little ones there too. And a green ant on the railing. But yeah, a lot of the time you can get right down those stairs there. But with crocodiles and stuff, not the smartest thing to do now. But yeah, look how flat it is and how nice it is at the moment. Beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we're heading back up the jetty. Back of the old daycare centre. It's been up for sale for years, but I think it's finally sold at auction. Okay. So I walk along where all the fishing trawlers and that are. Nice little walk. There's a few seating areas over there and an old time capsule. That concrete pylon looking thing there is the time capsule, which in Cyclone Larry fell down. I don't know if a tree hit it or not, but it had to be restored. But yeah, so we've got a lot of indigenous artwork and things along here depicting the history of Innisfail, so we'll have a bit of a look at these as we go along. If you want to have a more detailed look, feel free to pause the video. There's also a bit of a plaque next to it, which needs to be cleaned. It's getting a little harder to read. Like it's, from where I'm seeing, it's too hard to read out to everybody. So we'll go along to the next one. There's about 4 or 5 of them along the way. And that's across to the old Impy. The Grace Street. That Thai food place used to be the coffee club at one stage too. So we'll come along here, and there's another one of those things with all the history. Turtles, you see the show hall. Good morning. Now watch out when you walk along here too. Sometimes vehicles come down here, which I really don't think they should. But they're allowed to, so it's all good. We'll look along here. Look how dirty it can be. Good. This is number 4. There's another 3 up here to look at. You got the RSL across there, where you can sit there and have a barbecue in the cover area. Signifying Johnston River along the way. Graffiti on this one. Try and leave it long enough, but you've got a chance to pause it. Often, certain times of the year, like around this time of the year in March and all that, often floods along here, and the floodwaters come all the way up to this seat there. Sometimes you can't even see the seat. The floodwaters come that high, and you can't see any of this area for the floodwaters. You can have a look on in my playlist. You'll see videos of it. Go along to number 1. Oh, it's a bit different. Looks like they've added something to it, which I don't think was ever there before. It may have been, but it's been a while since I've actually taken notice of these. Flying fish. A lot of fish in the river. If you have any photos of this area before they did all this up, when it was different, please feel free to put that old and new Innisfail photos. Now this has been here for a long time, I'd forgotten it. It was put here in 1999. And this is when this whole area was done up. So like I said, feel free to pause. Okay, well I'm going to get some photos of this particular one. Which gives a bit of history. I'll leave this so you can see the Esplanade, the river, while I do it. Okay, so you got a playground here, so we have a bit of a look out when there's no children in there. You can actually see what was in there. Look, we're heading down towards the chip van. And you can see it across to where I said it was 4KZ, and was the Commonwealth Bank. You can see the old hairdresser sign. Well, you can see the back of the shops, some of the fronts, tops and that, and Rankin Street up there behind. See the top of the Shire Hall and a few other different places along the way. Let's have a look. A few birds enjoying the weather over there. These things here with the power are fairly new. I've never seen these before. I don't know how old they are, but I've never seen them here before. This is a chip pan. And then a bit of a jetty, public jetty. You can do fishing and all that. You can see a bit of fish down there, and rubbish, and leaves. Don't know if those fish will show up on the footage. Yes, this video is a lot longer and more detailed than a lot of the other videos, but it's worth it to look back on and show for future generations. Because you never know when this sort of place will change. Bit of a marina there they've got. Yeah, sometimes the water comes right up here to about the second step there, sometimes even higher. When it's flooding it comes over all this, you can't get on here. So there's your chip pan, fish and chip pan. I'm glad they've got lots of security around here now, lots of security cameras and stuff. And that's where your public toilets are, men's and women's, and public seating up top. Down there is your another, like your wharf and that, fishing wharf, fisherman's wharf I think they call it. And you can go up here. There's your chip van. You can go up here. You got the Pancake Monument up there, public toilets out there. Nice little walk up here. Got plants on either side, which is nice. People sitting there, so I won't face it over that way. Public seating here, overlooking the wharf, the boat ramp. Parked there. 2016. I was actually here when the guy was putting this in. Yeah, I walked down here to get photos and just sit down there, right there at that table. And the guy come along, was putting it in, putting the plaque on there, both of them. So I saw him lay both stones. You got the Pancake Monument, which I'll show in detail on a lot of videos, so I won't get in there today. And that's it.